I'm going to talk to you about the project option in the Masters of Education program at UOIT. And I'd like you to consider 10 questions before you make the project option choice. So first of all, do you know what you're getting yourself into? That's important. This is a 50 to 80 page report. It involves reading 50 to 80 articles. It's either a literature review or a policy analysis. So it's a big, big project, probably something that you're not used to, and you need to understand that. It takes place over 2 terms, but really you have really 1.5 terms because you need to get it evaluated, and that takes about a month. So it's a big project, and you need to be passionate about that. That's point two. You need to really want to do it. That passion will drive you to get through this. And we're usually passionate about things that we are internally driven to find out. So if you're the kind of person that really likes to delve deeply into something, a project might be an option for you. Are you internally driven? And what I mean by that, that's point three, is do you need a teacher, some sort of external force saying this is due on this date and you have to do it? And some students need that. If you are someone who's sort of driven by external forces, the project's probably not your thing. You need to actually have internally sort of a drive to do this, and you have to be an independent learner, someone who can do this on their own for a sustained period of time. If you're a procrastinator, that could be a serious issue because you just can't do this at the last minute. It won't work. I've seen this time and time again, and people have to pay another whatever, $1,500 to $1,600 to do another term because they've been procrastinating. And if they continue to procrastinate, they can wait. They can lose a lot of money. So you need to be someone who's on top of things and be have the time to put in somewhere between 15 and 20 hours a week, and then you would meet with your instructor maybe once every week or every 2 weeks, but you need to have that sort of internal drive to do it and someone who's on top of things. Are you well organized? Are you someone that can take 50 to 80 articles and organize that? There are ways to do that, and you'll learn that in advanced research methods, but you need to be sort of naturally organized. If you're not, if you're disorganized in what you do and how you do things and how you think, you're going to have some problems with the project option. Are you task focused? Can you set up a plan and stick to it? That's really, really important. And it's sort of related to the procrastination. Are you someone who is good at completing big projects? Have you ever done big projects? Are you someone that can see and not get overwhelmed by a big project because the project can be very overwhelming? Can you write reasonably well? Do you struggle at writing? Is writing something you don't want to do or you feel uncomfortable? Because if that's the case, you're probably not going to enjoy writing a 60 to 80 page report. Do you see feedback as helpful? Are you open to feedback or do you see it as somewhat threatening? Do you get kind of defensive about it? Because that can get in your way. You sort of have to drop the ego. This is a really different exercise. And so there's a lot to learn. And I know I've given lots of detailed feedback, but I can imagine that's pretty overwhelming at first. It's meant to be helpful, but it can be threatening. And if you find that threatening, it can be a block for you. And last, do you have the time? And that's important. Can you set aside 15 to 20 hours a week in your very busy life and do this on your own? Because that's hard. It's very difficult to kind of set that chunk of time in our busy lifestyle and um, and focus on a project that's driven by us, not someone else saying you have to get this done. Uh, so those are the questions you need to ask yourself if you're considering a project. They're very valuable. You can get publications, conference presentations, and really delve into something really interesting that has not been looked at before, or that has been looked at but not been the literature hasn't been brought together. It's really exciting to be very knowledgeable about something. It is for me anyway. but it's not for everyone. So consider these 10 questions seriously before you select the project option.